So about a week or two ago, well, that'll depend when I upload this video, but as of today, about a week ago, I went to the Birmingham Guitar Show, and I got the opportunity to try out the PRS Silver Sky, which, even though they've been out for quite a while now, I haven't had a chance to actually try out the proper USA core model. I have tried the SE before now, which I thought was an awesome guitar. So it was really cool to finally get a chance to try out the proper core model Silver Sky, and it was an awesome guitar. It was really impressive. But something I found myself thinking, like while I was trying it out and also afterwards, was like, what makes this guitar worth the price that it is? And that one in particular was up for sale for, it was either £2,600 or £2,700, which is obviously like an awful lot of money. So like what I'll do is I'll talk about the things that I really liked, and then I'll talk about some of the things that had me doubting, you know, whether, like, if I was in the market for a guitar of kind of that price point, you know, some of the things that might put me off. But obviously, you know, like I say, it was an amazing guitar. You know, I would describe it as like effortless to play. It was like perfectly set up. Obviously, everyone has their own preferences when it comes to like guitar setup, but for me, I would literally describe it as like perfectly set up. It was like exactly how I would want it set up. It was really nice. The neck was super comfortable. It was a chunkier neck than what I would usually go for, but it wasn't like over the top. It was still super comfortable to play. It sounded great, obviously. You know, the pickups, I think, from what I've seen online, they're kind of along the lines of like the, you know, Fender CS69 kind of thing. I don't think they're not very high output, maybe like medium output. I'm not 100% certain on like the specs of the pickups, but that's the kind of vibe that I was getting from them. I think one thing that I did think is that they sound, and actually, like, if you've got a Silver Sky, or if you've like played one, or if you know anything about the pickups, one thing that I thought was they're very like hi-fi sounding. They've got like this like super like clarity to them. I'm not sure if that was just the amp that was playing through. Obviously, it's the first and only time that I've played the Silver Sky, so but that was kind of what I thought while I was trying it out. So if you, like I say, if you've got one, or if you know you've played one or whatever, drop a comment about, you know, what you thought of the kind of tone. But yeah, it obviously, you know, it nails that Strat tone though. And obviously, spec wise, you know, it's got all the, you know, best hardware that is available. Basically, the tuners were really nice. Didn't even have to touch the tuners from the moment I picked it up to the moment I put it down. I didn't use the tremolo on it, but you know, I assume there would be no issues with that if you were to use it. But yeah, it was a great guitar. Like, I would actually say it is as close to perfect as a guitar could be in terms of its playability. You know, there was no fret buzz, there was no dead spots on the fretboard. It was spot on. However, there were some things that made me think, like, if I had paid nearly £3,000 for a guitar, and you know, I noticed these things, I probably wouldn't be too pleased. One thing I noticed first was, on the Silver Sky, obviously it's got that little kind of like oval truss rod cover. And I noticed there was like this like orange goo that looked like, I don't know if it was like lacquer, like overspray, or it almost looked like it was like leaking out of the truss rod cavity, which I thought was really weird. And it stood out quite a lot. And it wasn't, it was like solid, like on the head of the guitar. It didn't just like rub off or anything. So I don't know what it was. It might have been some type of glue or something, maybe, I don't know. But you know, that straight away I saw that, I was like, you know, if I'd have paid, you know, £2,700 and for this guitar, and you know, that was there, I wouldn't be you know, too pleased. And then the other thing I noticed, which after having a little look online, I think this is the same on all of the Silver Sky, all of like the core models, because it wasn't like this on the SE model, but the volume and tone controls are like super, I don't know, like loose feeling, but also they had this kind of like scratchiness to the feel of them. Like not it didn't come through like the amp or anything like that. It wasn't like you know, like that static sound, but when you move them, it just had this kind of like scratchiness to them, which seemed a bit strange. Again, like I would expect them to feel a lot smoother on such an expensive guitar, but I don't know if that's just, you know, by design, or you know, I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought it was a bit strange. And then the other thing I noticed was on the neck pocket, the paintwork just seemed to be quite bobbly around the neck pocket. So, which is something you see on a lot of like, you know, cheaper or mid-range guitars. The finish isn't like perfect. You get this kind of like not rough, but like bobbly edge along the neck pocket. But again, like if I was spending £3,000 on a guitar, I would expect that to be absolutely, you know, flawless. So, well, I say £3,000, nearly £3,000, but yeah, still, point remains that I would expect it to be like immaculate. So I know these are like obviously really, you know, minute details, but still, you know, I think when you compare it to like the SE, which obviously, you know, you can get the same issues on like the SE, but it costs like a third of the price. Is it 612? Nearly a fifth of the price. So you know, that it just seems a bit, I don't think I'd be very happy like if I'd paid that much money and it had those kind of blemishes or issues or whatever. And so that's really what got me thinking as well, is when I thought about the price of the SE and the jump up to the core model. You know, that's what got me questioning, like, would it really be worth spending like all of that extra money for what I would probably describe as, obviously, again, I'll reiterate, like I've only played the core model for maybe played it for like 20-30 minutes, so I haven't had like a ton of time with it. But from what I have experienced with it, I would describe the differences like, maybe you pay all the extra money and you maybe get like a 5 to 10% increase in like quality. That's how it seemed to me. But I was also thinking from the point of view of like, my Fender Strat, for example. Now, I got a good deal on my Strat when I bought it. I bought it second hand for around, I think it was £430. So it's a 2002 USA Fender Strat. It's a Highway 1 model. So it's, you know, it's got that like thin nitro finish. It's a really nice guitar. And then I've also like heavily modified it. So it's got, you know, lock-in tuners, it's got upgraded tremolo, all the electronics have been upgraded, it's got the bare knuckle pickups. I had it refretted with stainless steel frets, so it's got a bone nut as well. So, you know, everything's been upgraded on that. But in total, The cost for my Strat, like all in, is probably cost me just over £1,000. Like that's with the guitar and everything that's been done to it. So and like between my Strat and the Silver Sky, I would easily put them on the same level in terms of playability, sound. There's there's not much between them at all. And again, that's one of the things that like had me questioning, like, would I pay like £2,700 for this guitar when for just over £1,000 I can achieve something of similar quality. Obviously, it takes a lot more time to achieve that when you're modifying a guitar. It's not the same as just you buy one off the shelf and it's good to go. But yeah, it's just something that got me thinking. Again, I'll come back to like the Silver Sky SE, and if you was to spend maybe £300 or £400, get a set of nice locking tuners, upgrade the pickups if you wanted something closer to the core model spec pickups. I think you can even probably pick up like a second-hand set of the core model pickups. I saw a set on Reverb for about, I think they were listed for like £300 or £350. So even if you was to go for them, say £350 for the pickups, depending what tuners you want to go for, let's say towards the higher end, £100 for a set of locking tuners, so that's £450. Silver Sky costs around £600-700 for the SE model, so let's say £700. So what else would you want to upgrade to get it to like a similar kind of spec? The tremolo on the SE is a 2-point trem, but they're really good tremolos though, so I don't even know if you'd need to upgrade that. You could maybe put a set of the bent steel like vintage style saddles on. I think that's going to cost you about 20 quid, maybe 30 quid. So for about £1,200, you could modify an SE Silver Sky and be somewhere near what the core model is going to be. In fact, even if we then throw in say £100 for a professional setup as well, then £1,300, and that SE can be somewhere near what the core model would be, in my opinion. So yeah, an interesting one. I mean, yeah, this video is just me kind of thinking out loud really, but I'd love to hear like some of your guys' opinions as well. So if you've got an opinion on this, obviously drop a comment. But yeah, as I say though, I mean, it's an outstanding guitar. The core model Silver Sky is absolutely brilliant. It was lovely to play, and it sounded amazing even in the setting of like the guitar show. Obviously there's like stalls all around you, all playing, people playing different guitars and everything, so it's a very noisy atmosphere. But even so, like you could really hear the quality of the Silver Sky. Hopefully it comes through on the videos. Obviously I just got a few clips on my phone while I was trying it out, but hopefully you can kind of hear a little bit of how good it sounded. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you got any thoughts. Obviously if you've got an SE or if you got a core model, share your experiences. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.